of what they do, at least I don't have personal experience, but from the descriptions of what they do versus what we do. And when I'm saying we, mostly meaning conventional doctors or conventional medicine, but I'm also going to include most of what's called alternative medicine in this. And again, I've told this story before, but the fundamental problem and why I stopped doing diagnoses, or let's say it this way, I stopped believing in diagnosing as I was more in my medical practice. But this started for me even back in medical school. And probably some of you have heard this story, but one of the first stories that really hit me was I was doing a 2-week rotation with a proctologist, gastroenterologist, which is a doctor who deals with the anal region. Sometimes they're called the rear admirals, which is an interesting name. Anyways, that's an aside. So a guy comes in, a kind of farmer-looking guy, says he has an itchy bottom. So the doctor says, of course, we have to work this up. And so we do a stool test and a blood test and a colonoscopy and some evaluation, physical exam. Guy comes back a week later, says, I found your problem. You have pruritus ani. And of course, I started to laugh, which I then found out was not so good for my grades and evaluation. So I learned that one doesn't laugh in medical consultations, at least not at the doctor. So why did I laugh? So remember, the guy came in and said, I have pruritus ani, and the word pruritus, which is the diagnosis, was pruritus ani. And pruritus is Latin for itchy, and ani is Latin for anus. So he basically translated what the guy said and said, you have an itchy anus. And so I laughed, because that's ridiculous. And he got pissed at me and said, I don't know what you're laughing at. That's an official diagnosis. I'm sure it is. But that's what happens. Now, even